Okay, so there you go. We had it's exclamation mark ticket, not tickets, Steven, just ticket, and you'll be able to get in on the giveaway. Well, there we am, back again. Hey. All right, so Mr. AEW had an interesting comment in the chat room before we move on to this Shayna attack. He said, "This company is so fucking lame. Brock quits and puts himself on another brand with no issue, so why can't everyone quit and show up on whatever brand? The brand split just ended last night. Again, now, this is why I think a lot of people are hoping or referring to this trade that happened and that Brock will be the guy that will be put in the trade. If that happens, then I think it's okay. But you make a good point saying that why can't on Monday Night Raw, why can't AJ say, you know what, I'm done with Raw, I quit, I'm going to move to SmackDown. So I understand the point, and it could be a sticky situation when they do stuff like this because it does make sense where why can't anybody else do that?
I think what's going to happen with this is Fox. They're going to say Fox executives see that Brock wants to go to Raw, so that's fine. We're going to make it. We're going to put him on it. This could be simply just like freaking Antonio Brown. Where he just wants to quit, so they just release him, or they offer him up a trade to somewhere like to Raw to trade him to Raw for some pieces. I don't think Alexa Bliss and freaking Nikki Cross are worth Brock Lesnar. I just don't.
But and also it could be where Brock is so intimidating. What are you gonna do to stop him? Like Paul Heyman said.
He's unhappy.
What are you gonna do to stop Brock Lesnar from showing up to Raw? Are you gonna bring in la? If you're Fox or if you're SmackDown, just let him go. You already have another champion to replace him with. Why deal with someone who's not happy with where he's at and wants to get his hands on someone on Raw? It's interesting that he's given up SmackDown to get his hands on Rey, but hey, it's a match that I'm looking forward to seeing, that's for sure.
Wouldn't it make more sense if it was Rey Mysterio doing this?
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess, but Brock is just so frustrated and so pissed he wants to get his hands on Rey, and that's the only way he can get his hands on him is by leaving SmackDown. And it makes sense in a way, but then it makes sense to maybe clarify why he's quitting.
And plus Survivor Series is coming up. Why can't you have a match? Because you both share pay-per-views anyway, so why would that matter if you had a match, one person for Raw, one from SmackDown?
Because it's probably going to be champion versus champion versus champion, I would assume, at Survivor Series.
So we're supposed to expect we're going to see Rey and Brock in the next couple weeks. I highly doubt it. It probably won't be till like WrestleMania or something.
No, maybe it happens on Raw. We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen with Brock.
I think it's going to set up to have them have a title match with each other eventually.
Oh, obviously. That's what I'm saying. Maybe it happens on Raw. Who knows? Or it happens after Survivor Series. We'll just have to wait and find out. This is
probably Vince thinking that the USA Network just in Raw, they need another star on that show because really SmackDown has all the big stars.
Well, yeah. Someone said he was pussy. He was a pussy because he went to Raw because of the Fiend, and then I read that SmackDown would have 2 major championships. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense for them to have the 2 world titles on their on the brand. I have zero interest in seeing Brock pick his teeth with Rey and making Dominic watch his Truth and Loyalty. Jesus Cole's back, gonna be fucked for weeks after Survivor Series. Or probably Royal Rumble. Hey, that's another one. That's true. Royal Rumble is another one that they could wrestle at. And I get your point there, Mr. AEW. It's stupid and lazy booking, but maybe they'll clarify more why he's allowed to be able to do what he's doing.
And this is also a way to set up backstage too, to have something big to talk about on the first show.
Now we also let's touch on what we just saw on the highlight there, where we saw Shayna Baszler show up on SmackDown last night and take out Bayley, took out Sasha Banks. She also took out Nikki Cross in the process. It was the start of the NXT invasion last night. What was your thoughts on seeing Shayna Baszler last night? She did get a nice little pop from the crowd, and she just laid out Bayley last night. What were you thinking about that when you saw that happen?
Well, we kept hearing, and it was all. I think we were all expecting it, and I think that's what the buzz on Twitter all afternoon was. is that NXT is going to come, because there's only wrestlers they really had. They're down there in Florida, come in and kind of put on the show for SmackDown to kind of kick off this supposed NXT versus SmackDown versus Raw war that they're doing. So, yeah, we was like, okay, when you see Shayna, okay, it's happening. We know, okay, they're doing it now. Well, they needed to do it because they didn't have nobody there to wrestle, so they had to do it like this. It's kind of cool. It was kind of cool, too. Too bad they won't do something like this on a Raw because they have other stars. They're supposed to have wrestle on Raw. Likely you'll just see them invade Raw and jump the superstars. But this was really cool to see some of the matches we got last night on this. But yeah, it was cool to see Shayna kind of going after Bayley. And someone posted earlier in the chat it would be cool to see the horsewomen, first the horsewomen now, if Ronda wants to come back for another match or not. Who knows? But that would be an interesting chance for that everyone wants to see.
Yeah, thank you, Jimbo, for the bits, and thank you, Richie as Vargas, for the bits. And don't forget, everybody, get in on this giveaway. So far in the giveaway, because I forgot to put the clarification of you guys joining. I didn't put that. So we got Brian, Heather, Jeffrey Cross, Alice, Marion Watson, Bill, Chris Mack, Ted, and Steven. You guys are all in the giveaway. If by any chance you do leave before the show is over, no worries, guys. I will, hopefully most of you guys follow us on Twitter. I'll be able to direct message you that you were the winner. So if you can't stay around the whole show, I understand. Just let us know. Just let us know in via direct message, so we can get you guys going. All right. So we'll head there. I'll let you know if you win via direct message on Twitter. No problems. Now, Shayna Baszler shows up. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great way to start SmackDown, to have you get that little feeling that we might see more NXT stars show up, or if we did see who was going to show up, who's going to be there, what matches might we see, what's going down tonight on SmackDown, because last night SmackDown was probably the most unpredictable SmackDown that we've had in quite some time, because you didn't know what was going to happen because of the situation with the wrestlers not being able to come to SmackDown.
It felt like the Monday Night War. You know, it really did. Because you had, that's what we were missing from today. And it's hard to do it today because of social media. I get it. But back in the day, when you watch the Monday Night Wars, Nitro or Raw, you just never know what was going to happen. Because all this crazy, each segment would be completely different. It almost felt, in a way, last night, but it probably was, a lot of it felt unscripted.
Yeah, and last night it was a really, really unpredictable show. We had Shayna start off with the attack, and then it led to Sami Zayn with the backstage segment where he's talking about the NXT stars showing up, and that if any of them show up, he'll take care of them. He's not scared of any of them. But hold on, let's read Mr. AEW's comment saying, not even a Shayna fan, but she looked like more of a star than any of the women on Raw or SmackDown. And I'll say this, till my face turns blue. Shayna Baszler is the best women's wrestler in the WWE. I know we got Rhea Ripley. I know we got Toni Storm. I know we got Asuka, Kairi Sane, all them. But she has been the most consistent wrestler on the women's roster since she's won that championship. She's looked strong throughout her career, and she has delivered in all of the big-time matches that she has had at every single takeover. I don't care what you say. You're not going to change my opinion on that. But Shayna Baszler right now, I feel like, is the best women's wrestler they have on that roster. Maybe not in the world, obviously, but she's definitely, in my opinion, the best.
Tony, she's no Rio. Remember that.
She's no Rio. She would fucking break Rio in half, man. But anyways, let's continue on that. Charlotte is the best. Debatable. I would like to see Shayna on SmackDown. Yeah, eventually she will end up on one of Raw or SmackDown.